Welcome to the part 6 of this website design course, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create this stunning appointment booking slash contacts page in GoHighLevel from scratch. Not just that, I'm also going to show you how to create this entire thing in mobile optimized way. Along with this, we are also going to cover how to create this stunning form that you see here. I'm going to build this inside HighLevel, and then we're going to attach it into this particular page, right? All of this is going to get covered in this video, so make sure that you watch this video till the end. And if you haven't watched all the other parts from 1 to 5, then make sure you check them out. The links are in the description box so that you can go through all of them and learn more about how to build stunning websites in HighLevel, which you can sell for your own clients or for yourself. In case you'd like to hire us, just go to PritamBhadra.com. Again, the link is in the description box. That will give you an idea and an option for you to schedule a call based on the spots available, and then you will be able to schedule a free consult call with me to see if that's something we can help you out with. All right, without further ado, let's get started and let's create this appointment booking page from scratch in HighLevel. All right. So as you can see, it has a few sections, right? It has lesser section compared to the other ones that I've created. So first, of course, the navigation bar that's there, which is super important. Then we have this section, which is book an appointment, along with the contact details on the left hand side, and on the right hand side, you have this custom design, right, which has first name, last name, phone number, email, and how we can help you. A message part, and then book a call at the end, right? Then we have an FAQ section, super important. People have a lot of questions, and we want to have all the generic question that people might ask in this particular section. Then we have locator, super important. GoHighLevel has this map functionality where you just need to add the location, and then it's going to have this Google Map integrated, and people can literally go through this entire thing and do whatever they want to do with it. For example, when they click on it, they have this Google Map, they can go through it, they can go through every single page of this, right? So that will help us locate your particular business, especially if you are a service based business where you need people to know that you exist in the offline world. All right. Hope that makes sense. Thank you so much. And yeah, we're also going to cover how to make sure that all of this is 100% mobile optimized just so that it looks nicer. One thing you would notice is that in the mobile version, everything kind of stacks up on top of each other. However, in the desktop mode, it's more like horizontal on left and right, right? So this looks really nice and it's automatic. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. All right. Let's use the first section here. As you know, the first section is the section about navigation bar, and this section is already a global section, which basically means if you change anything in this global section, and if this section is added anywhere on this entire website or on the entire funnel, it is going to by default change all of this section at the same time without you having to manually go and change it every single time. That not only saves your time, it makes this a very smart move as a professional GoHighLevel web designer to build this inside your accounts. All right. So this is the first thing that we can do, and you already have a global section. In case you do not know how to create a global section, in case you do not know how to create a navigation bar, make sure you watch my first two videos. Again, the links are in the description box of this course. All right. So we have the footer here, the header here. Let's drag the header here. Let's add a new section, and then let's add the footer as well because we want to save some time. So we got the footer done too. Looks really nice. We have everything sorted out, right? Now we're going to create this section, which is book an appointment, right? So let's go ahead and create. We already have a section here. Now we need a one row, two column structure. The reason is very simple. On the left hand side, we will have all this content, images, graphics, reviews, and all of that thing you should see here. On the right hand side, you will have this kind of form where people can fill up their information to schedule a call or to reach out to you, right? And that's exactly what we're going to do. In this section, I'm just going to attach a form here, right? That form is going to get attached. I'm going to create a form and then attach it for you just so that you can have a better understanding on this. So I already have one, so let me quickly attach and show it to you. There's a contact form there. It looks really nice, but it is more like horizontal, more like vertical. I won't show you how to make it horizontal. Don't worry about it. Then what we have is we need a headline here because this headline is more about book an appointment, right? And this, as you can see, is a dual tone color, but even though there's a single headline structure, all right? Book an appointment, let's make it align towards left and let's make it like 92, something like that. Looks nice. I probably will make it around 86 just so that it looks better. But you see this, there's too much of gap in between these lines. I don't really like that, and that is evident when you are having huge size text like 86, 96. It's too huge, and this gap just bothers the eye too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the advanced section here, and then we are going to scroll down. We will see something called as line height. Line height is basically the height between the lines. All right, so what I'm going to do is instead of 1.3 em, right, I'm going to change this. Just a minute. Yeah, I'm going to change this to 1.1 em, and that will reduce the spacing in between these lines, right? So I think that looks good. One more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select these sections here, or these columns basically, and then I'm going to go to column layout on the bottom right, and then I'm going to change the content spacing, right, from center to left. What this will do is this will make sure that all the content that I'm creating here will always be on the top no matter what. All right. So again, this I think is still too bold. I'm going to make it like 72, and I'm going to see if that works. I think that works fine, right? So that is fine. That the same thing I'm going to do with the second column as well. I'm going to go to the general settings, and then I'm going to go to content spacing, and then here from center I'm going to make it left hand side. All right. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of appointment to a brand color. All right. So I'm going to select this entire word, right? I'm going to go into this color here. I'm going to click on default. I'm going to have the custom color, and then I'm going to add it. All right, then is going to be subheadline. This subheadline here will be this. All right, and this is going to be left aligned, so this is going to be 20, right? And I'm going to add it here, right? And then just make sure that we have a check mark, which is a correct icon that's added there, right? And this will be in the same brand color that we see here. Perfect, looks really nice. Let me quickly add some spacing in there just so that it looks even better. All right, that's done. Now, this is what we need to do, which is call us, send an email in our office. Now, this is a very interesting layout because we're using image feature elements, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this particular subheadline, and then we're going to add, just check image feature, right? We're going to add this image feature here, and then it's going to be callers, right? And we're going to have a callers line, right? And then we are going to have a number here, which is going to be phone number, right? So we're going to add a phone number here, right? Now they look really bold. So I'm going to go to the settings here, and by default, GoHighLevel has this in bold. I'm just going to make it normal, and I'm going to make the text normal as well. That's it. That's all I'm going to do, and I'm going to make sure that this is not bold. All right. One more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the typography here instead of Montserrat, I'm going to make sure this is Poppins. The content for also Poppins. Poppins is just a safe bet. It's really nice. You can use it without any issues, right? All right. Let me add quickly the icon here, which is more like the call symbol. So I'm going to quickly go ahead on in the settings sections and make sure I optimize image load. I want to turn that off, and then I'm going to use this particular icon which I've already created. A lot of you asked me as to what is my design, and if I can show you how I design. Now, we use multiple tools like Canva, we use Figma, sometimes we even use Photoshop, right? So it really depends. So, but I can definitely share with you my design process, which might help you a lot in order to design these kind of websites for another landing pages, which is default part. So don't worry about it. All of those are already shared on my YouTube channel, so make sure you already watch them, and I believe they will be helpful. All right. Okay, then now the next thing we have is send an email. So let me quickly add that here. Let me make sure these are not bold. And then we have your email. I mean, this is just a placeholder for now. So yeah, don't worry about it. Your email looks fine. As you can see, this has already turned into a link. So I'm just going to change it to the background color. And then we have our office. Let me quickly add that as well. Right, let's make sure that's not bold, and then we have our office here, United States. Let me add that as well. All right, now this is the time to change the icons. So I'm going to make sure is I'm going to go back and change all the icons here. This is going to be the email. Our office is going to be this one. So perfect, looks very nice. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push this towards the left, because what I'm doing here is basically I am trying to gain some space to make it horizontal. You see that? So, but the spacing here is too much. So I'm going to make it like around 68. I think that should be good. Here for its 20, so I'm going to make it like 18, and that should be good. And here we already have spacing options for all these image feature elements. So let's go ahead. We can see that it's 24 already. I'll just make it 22, and that will do the job anyway. So let's get that done, right? Because I really want it to be in this kind of format. It just looks really nice. You can also make it horizontal, so that also works. But it really depends on your preference at the end of the day, right? Also, make sure that the spacing I have, unnecessary spacing of 20 pixels, is reduced. So that's taken care of as perfect. Looks really nice now. The last thing we're going to have is this trust badge, which is what we have added literally everywhere. So I want to make sure that the spacing here is also 0. And let's quickly add an image here, which is going to be uh, a trust badge image. All right, let's proceed forward and let's get our trust badge image that we all use multiple times on our entire videos. So yeah, as we are scrolling down, we must see that, and here you go. Right, looks really nice. Let's have this as well. Now, the next thing we're going to have is a beautiful FAQ section. Again, we're not going to create an FAQ section from scratch. What we're going to do here is I'm going to simply click on plus, and I'm going to see if I have an FAQ section, right? Solar website FAQ. So that's it. If you're not sure how to create an FAQ section, make sure you have watched my previous videos because that is going to give you a great example on how to create something like this, right? Also in the background, I'm going to use my brand color, which is not available here because this is a brand new page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select this particular color from here with my ColorZilla color picker. And then I'm going to click on add and then just this particular hex code, right? Looks nice. I got it done. So here you go, right? So that's taken care of. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have one more important section, which I've seen a lot of people miss, especially service-based businesses and or physical businesses that need physical interaction, is that they do not have locators or finders or how to reach out to us, any of those kind of Google Maps. Now, if you do not have these kind of things, people will probably have to reach out to Google My Business and see and all that. So why do you want to do that, right? Instead, just have it and embed it inside your GoHighLevel account, right? So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on creating a new section here, which will be a full width, and then I'm going to add one column here. And the simple thing I'm going to write is locator. That's it. That's all I'm going to write. I'm just going to duplicate this entire thing, and then I'm going to add it to the bottom to this particular section, and I'm just going to write locator. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. Right. Regarding the sub headline, I'm just going to duplicate this particular thing. I'm just going to make sure that comes at the bottom, and here you go, right? You want to visit our office, find us easily on the map below because that's what the entire motive or the goal is. So once that's taken care of, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to import in, or let's say me add another column, and now I'm going to add something called as map, right? So GoHighLevel has this custom map here, right, which is huge, but I'm going to reduce the size by reducing all of this. Looks good. I don't think we probably need this other section. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure that we have some good spacing, which is like 100 pixel on top and on bottom, so that that's taken care of properly. Let's make it 0. It's going to be inside, so it's going to be 100 pixels. Perfect. Now, I believe that we need some spacing in between the map and the subheadline. So let's get that done. And here, as you can see, they have like pointed corners. I don't really like this. So I already have a CSS, which is very, very simple. You can take a screenshot if you'd like, which is just go to CSS. Okay, I don't have it here, which is basically just go to ChatGPT and write to have a border radius of 20 pixels, right? So, but that's pretty much it, right? So that's pretty much done for the entire thing here. Let's make sure this is also mobile optimized. Just make sure that you also watch the video for the form that I create. All right, that's super important. So just make sure you watch that, right? But before that, let me quickly complete the mobile version because it kind of looks nice. Also, you see this image feature kind of has the image in the center, but the text is left aligned, which kind of is crazy. So I'm going to make sure that these are center aligned so that we don't have any kind of issues. So I want to take care of that, right? And then we have this form. As you can see, the form here is all horizontal in nature, right? Again, these kind of buttons, I'm just going to make sure they are normally already taken care of because I'm already using a templated section, so it's already been taken care of. But then even then, if you want to make any changes, just proceed forward and make any and all changes that you would like to have. Okay, so once that's taken care of, right, just save it. I mean, GoHighLevel now has auto save, which is what I love. I'm going to go to forms here. I'm going to go to the form builder. I have tons of forms on my GoHighLevel account. but I'm just going to go to the form that I've already built, which is the contact us form. But I'm going to build a new one, which is a new contact us form from scratch, just so I can show it to you as to how that looks. Let me quickly open that up. And as you can see, this is how we want our form to be, right? And I'm going to show you a few things. This is what default comes up, right? First of all, change the name because people have a lot of issues when they do not have when they do not have the right name, right? So that creates a lot of issues. So first things first, let's understand as to what kind of elements or fields that we want to use. First is going to be the first name and last name, then phone, then email, and then how we can help you. All right. So we already have first name, we have last name, we have phone, we have email. I just want to remove all of these checkboxes. Now you can keep them for your A2P compliance, right? A2P is a whole new world altogether, but yeah, if you want that, just keep that. That's important. Otherwise, you won't be able to send outbound marketing SMS campaigns in the US. So that's an issue. Again, the next thing is going to be a multi-line text, which I'm going to drag here, right? And this is going to be on the top. All right. Now, this is pretty much the skeleton or the layout that I really want, but I want to make sure that it's designed in this way because that's my branding is all about. Okay, I'm going to click on this particular form here, and then the top right hand side, you'll be able to see something called as styles and options. I'm going to click on that. And then form type, do you see that it has single column, two columns, and single line? I'm going to click on two columns. This will ideally what's going to do is it's going to take the first two, arrange it in a single line horizontally. It will take the next two, arrange it horizontally in a single line, and then the last one is going to be a more wider section, right? Which is what I like. It looks really nice. All right, so I'm going to click on that. That's taken care of. Also, I'm going to make sure since the sides are not really visible, I just don't want to waste any kind of spacing. So I'm just going to make sure that all of that is also removed. So that's also taken care of. All right. The next thing we do is background and colors, right? The first thing is the background color is white. Now here also the background color is white, but we want to make it transparent so that no matter what the color of the background is, it doesn't affect, all right? Because if we have this white, then the background color, let's say blue, then it's going to be blue and then white for just for the form, which is going to look ugly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this particular color and make the intensity absolutely zero. As you can see, I can already see visible changes, but it still has this white color of edge and the shadow, which I'm going to change here. So now we're done with this one. I'm going to go to advanced setting here, and then I'm going to change the border color. I'm going to make sure the border color is literally invisible, right? I'm also going to make sure the shadow here is also invisible. So now you see that everything has disappeared. The background is the color with which the form builder is. So now whenever you put this form in your GoHighLevel funnels and landing pages, it's going to acquire the background color that you have primarily built for those pages, right? So that is going to save you a lot of hassle. All right, now let's go to input fields, right? Because in this input fields, I really don't like this squishy, small, these kind of fields. I'm going to change from 18 to like 12, right? And I'm going to do that for all these top and bottom padding. So that's going to be taken care of. I think they look really nice. The next thing would be to change the colors here because if the background is white, the inside is white, it's not going to look good. So I'm just going to click here in the color Zilla, which is my color picker platform, and then I'm going to change the color here. Right, the input color here is fine. I'm probably thinking where should I change the color. I always get confused on this, right? But it's going to be input color here because if you see here now, when you change, it kind of changes all the colors, which is crazy, but it looks nice though, right? I want to keep this, and then here you go, right? This is how it looks. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the button here, and instead of button, I'm going to write book a call, which is a call to action. So always have call to action, which inspires people to do the next step. Most people don't even have that, which is surprising, right? But you should be doing it, especially because you're watching my videos. All right. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to change the font size from 15 to 18, and then I'm going to change it from Inter to Poppins. All right, looks nice. I'm going to change the color as well. So let me quickly use the color zilla to quickly pick up the colors. And once it's green, I'm going to click on background, and then I'm going to add that color. I think this looks perfect. Let me quickly preview it and show it to you. You see, it looks really, really nice. Okay. and it's also expandable, so people can write a lot of text here, whatever they want to write. Okay, now this is how it works. As I showed it to you, if you just make it towards the left, towards the right, it's going to squeeze up, but then it's going to take this format. But if you just make it just enough, and then it is going to take this particular space, and it looks really, really nice, just like how you see it here, right? So that's how basically you design and build this entire appointment booking slash contact us page in high level from scratch. I hope that this really helped you. If you have any questions, write me in the comment section. I'll be really happy to help you out. If you want any kind of dedicated videos on any other topic, let me know. I'll be really happy to make on those as well. All right, thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.